going to talk today about our bunch concept, and I'm going to go over how it is in the gun rather than under center. So on the site, you might see it done under center and in gun, and they're both a little different. So I'm going to kind of give you a history of what happened. The reason that we came up with this, and this play is basically something that we kind of invented. I didn't steal it from anybody. We just kind of came up and by trying to defeat this invert on the jet. So what it actually is a play action pass off jet sweep. Now, when we used to be under center and we would run it, it was really off the down or the G scheme that we would run the play. So we would fake the tailback off tackle and then try to get this invert coverage and then throw the football with this bunch concept. In the gun, it's really different. What it really is in the gun is it's kind of a flood that kind of puts this invert player in conflict. So we're always trying to put people in conflict, so that's what this is all about. So I'm going to kind of go over the play when it's in gun, what it does, how it attacks the defense, and what it can do for you. All right. Now, first, the concept is we're going to put jet motion across the formation, and you might think that when you put this man in motion, that usually we snap the ball on the outside foot of the offensive tackle. On this, we don't. We tell the quarterback he has to know that we're going to let him run by the quarterback, and he's going to snap it as soon as he clears. Now they're going to say, well, they'll know. Well, they don't know because it's fast. We're no huddle. We're tempo. We're down the field. It's really hard to pick up. So we're going to snap it right here. It's going to be somewhere as soon as he clears the QB. The reason for that is if we put it here, we can't get the width that we want. And this here, this arrow kind of jet motion guy has to get width, not depth. That is the key portion to this, is he's got to get as wide as he can. Why does he do that? Because somebody's going to have to cover him. Because if they don't cover him, you have an easy pass to him, and he'll just be running down a field. So you have to force the perimeter defender, all right, to cover him. Now, in the gun, why is this good, and why is it good? And for the first formation we're going to do is redder, which is like our pro set. Okay, when we get a pro set, it doesn't matter whether it's 4 down or 3 down or whatever. This is what we get. We get a guy on the end man line of scrimmage, either in a 9 technique, a 7 or a 6, right here, and we get a corner and a safety. We never get anybody here, all right? And if we do, it's good for that too. So this is what's going to happen. So now you have a motion, a jet motion, and you got a 3-tiered route against 2 perimeter defenders. Okay, there's only 2 defenders. Okay, there's your third defender right there. You're going to pull him out of the box. You pull him out of the box on jet, your whole inside run game works. You end up with a 5-man box. So unless they go cover 3, which now is what we want, because now we got everything when they go cover 3, is they're going to have to roll down and invert coverage to get cover 3 with the motion. So how are you going to defeat it? So when they roll down, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put this guy jet motion. Are we running the jet? Are we running, an interior run? What are we doing? So this is basically a play action pass off it. So the first thing we're going to do is run this man across the formation. We're going to snap it as soon as he clears, and the quarterback's going to sprint to the edge. Okay? So he's just going to turn, open up, and sprint. Our tailback is going to run like he's going to block the end man in the line of scrimmage so he can secure that guy. When he does that, he's going to run, and he's going to take his responsibility is to block the defensive end. He's going to take his inside shoulder and try to put it on his outside thigh, and so the quarterback has a pass-run option. So not only do we have 3 receivers out here, the quarterback also has the ability to run if we wanted him to. Now, they don't like to do it, and they don't do it much, but it's possible that he can run if everybody's covered. And if everybody's covered, there should be nobody on him. All right, now, so he's going to sprint to the edge, okay? We're going to take our wide receiver. Anytime we have a wide receiver split out, we're going to run him on a go route. And you go, well, what's that do? Well, honestly, if you're going fast, sometimes, believe it or not, they don't cover him. They'll jump one of these other receivers, and you'll get a home run. You'll say, well, that never happens. Well, it does. And when you're going in, that's another reason I always talk about tempo. You want to think about tempo. When you're going fast, they have trouble picking up this stuff. All right, so we're just run him on a go. All right, and all we're going to do is try to get down the field, just press his outside shoulder, and just run the go. we run him with width, not depth. So when he's running across this formation, he's probably 3 or 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. I don't want him going down, like some guys will put him down in here. If you do that, they have the ability to match up and cover, because if you run him, how is this man at 10 yards going to take this player right here if he's just running flat down the line of scrimmage as fast as he can? So if he's going as fast and as quick as he can get and as wide as he can get, width, not depth, he's going to stretch this defense. You're going to force him to run really, really hard to here. Okay? So now we're going to take our tight end and we're going to run him at a 45-degree angle route. We call it the fade route, because what happens is he's going to run to a point 18 yards, about 3 yards from the sideline. 18 yards we found is really good for us. We used to go 22. And really what it is like the fade route would throw it 22 against too deep. And by the way, if they ever roll up too deep, it's over. They can't cover it. So what you do essentially with this route is you stop any too deep coverage. They won't run it. It's a too deep breaker. So we're running him at a 45-degree angle at 18 yards. Okay, who is going to cover him? The corner obviously is going to have to take the go route. This invert guy is going to have to come down and take this flat route. So that tells you that this half player is going to have to go across the field, okay, and match up to this route right here. That is a hard concept for them to deal with, all right? So that's what happens. And when they do that, it's, this guy generally is the guy that's open the most. If they decide to match up with him taking the fade and him taking the go route, then there's nobody on the arrow, and you just simply throw it to him and he's down the field. So this is a really good play action pass. The last part of this is we always take our wide receiver to the backside and run him on a skinny post, or we'll run him on a hitch, okay? So we make a call out there to, he's either going to RPO it in the backside, or he's going to run through the heels of the free safety. So what happens is if he can stick it hard to the outside and then get inside this corner, this man here is running flat. You got him on your back and you have a home run to that backside if he doesn't play it correctly. So we'll do both. If we'll either run the RPO with a hitch or an out down here, or we'll run him with a skinny post to the backside. Okay, so that's how we're going to run it if we're in redder to the tight end side. The tight end is going to run the 45-degree angle route. It's a play action pass. It protects your jet sweep. It stops this invert guy from just selling out, coming down and blocking him. So it protects your jet. If you don't run this with your jet, you're going to have a problem. This is what protects it. This is the play that can stop them from stopping the jet. Okay, now going with the bunch route, we can go to the split inside as well. The last play we went to the tight end side. This time we're going to go to the split inside. So exactly same rules. We're going to run this motion guy, the jet's action. We're going to make sure that he clears the quarterback. Our tailback is going to put his inside shoulder on the outside thigh of this defensive end, the end man line of scrimmage. And now the second eligible receiver is always going to run the fade route. When it was over here, that's second eligible. When it's over here, the slot's second eligible. So when we run this motion, we still run the go route. We have the exact same invert coverage, although what we usually like to do is now this tight end, he doesn't usually run through the heels. We, a lot of times, will keep him in so we have a solid blocking front to the backside, because I don't want this edge stuff coming off, even though we're sprinting to the edge, all right? So usually we'll have him block, because for him to get down the field is pretty difficult, but we could do that, but we probably won't. All right, now we're going to run this A-back on a 45-degree angle, 18 yards deep, and you have the same conflicts that we had with it going to the tight end side, only we have a different player running the angle route, okay? So depending on the formation and which way you're going, you got different guys running the route. So now we got our small, speedy guy running it, and what happens is if they're going to come down to take this arrow player, that means he's going to have to come all the way across to play this here. Now they got a problem. So they're going to have to get this guy out of the box so he could run and he could take this man, or they could run him down and he would take the angle route. So what happens is usually is this. No matter how you do it or how you play this, okay, this man here is going to be looking toward the sideline like this, okay? So he's going to have the defender on his back. So if the quarterback simply throws it away from the receiver, that's going to be a route that you're going to be able to get thrown because it's wall, just like a post player in basketball. He's going to have him on his back, and he's just going to throw it to space. So this is another way to run it a different way. It's the same rules, same concept, only you have a different look for the defense, and you're protecting your jet sweep, the split inside again. So you're working and putting this invert coverage, which is what we get most of the time in conflict. So that's how we're going to run it to the split inside and a redder formation. Okay, now we're going to go to a different formation. For us, this is black, and we run the jet sweep out of this as well. And this who's your play or the fade route out of the bunch concept will protect this as well as it does when we're in the other formations. So now, you know, with a sniffer, he's actually our Y anyway. So it's pretty much the same route, only now when they're coming out of this, you know, it's just a different look. It's hard to see. He's hidden in the formation where it's difficult to see him bursting out of there. So we're going to put this guy in motion again, same as we always do. We're going to put him in motion. We're going to make the snap count. The quarterback knows he's going to snap as soon as he clears him. He's going to run width, not depth. Go route with the wide receiver, only he's not the wide receiver now, he's the B-back. So what you've done is you've got the same play, different formation, different people running the routes. So when you're going quick and you're going tempo, you know, this is a hard concept for the defense to get their mind around because different guys are running in different places. All right, so now as he goes in motion with width, not depth, you got the same conflict. You got 2 on 3. They're going to have to put this middle backer into the route or into the pass concept, which gives you, if he goes out, there's your 5-man box, which is going to help the rest of the plays that you're going to run. If they want to keep him in, that means that this safety is going to have to get across there pretty fast and pretty hard, which is also going to help you out with your RPOs to the backside and things like that. So this is protecting all your offense, really. Now, as he runs and he sprints, he's going to run that angle, and he's going to come out of here pretty quickly, and he's hard to see. He's hard to pick up. A lot of times they try to get this backer to play him. Well, if they do, you know, he can play him sort of, but he's got him on his back like a post player, and all you got to do is just throw it into the hole, and you got a pretty nice play. So again, this protects the jet sweep. It looks like jet sweep, but it's a play action pass off it. And then again, from the backside, you got that skinny post, or you can RPO it with a hitch or an out. So that's how we're going to run it to black. Okay, our second bunch concept we call Iowa. And this really, you know, with our bunch routes, we used to have multiple bunch routes. Now we've really just used 2 because that's really, they're so good that we don't really need to use anymore. This Iowa is our choice route. It's the whip route that John Gruden invented and made popular, where this is the original kind of bunch concept. We use this when we need 3 yards. So when we're on the goal line, it's 3rd and 3, or we're 3rd and 3 in the middle of the field. This is the route we're going to do, because what do you do when it's 3rd and 3? You run the ball. You know, that's kind of a risky proposition. You know, this is the thing that we think we can get 3 yards every time on if we run it. Okay, so this is how it works, all right? We're going to put the motion again so it's like jet motion. They're not sure whether we're going to run jet or they're going to run some sort of interior run or whatever. So that concept is here. On the backside, we can run the skinny post again, or we can just RPO it and just take the 3 yards with a throw. So most of the time when we, if we're running this, we'll probably RPO this instead of run him through the heels. So if they back up, we'll just take it right now and get 3 yards on a hitch or an out. To the front side, this is what happens. We got the width, not depth. So what happens is if we get a tight wing in here, and usually we'll run it with a tight wing if we're running it to the tight end side, because we're going to get this perimeter every time. Same 2 men right here. Third guy's got to come out to play it. If they bring him out, we got a 5-man box to possibly run something else. But what we really do is we know that this guy's going to get into the route, and we want to put him on the back. So when we run this motion guy, we know that that guy's going to scream out and take him. If he doesn't, you're just going to throw to him. He's going to be up the field for 3 yards like that. We're going to run this guy on a banana route. So we release him to 10 and then just bend it to 12 to 14 yards. And usually that he'll get occupied by that corner or that half player. okay? So now he's going to be coming across, but it's going to be late. So we're going to take this B-back or this wing back, and we are going to come down, and we're not going to get any deeper than past the tight end, and we are going to punch and pivot off this backer because we know with this route that this is the only guy that can cover this wing. Okay, they has to. If they don't, I don't know who else can cover him. If one of these two guys decide to cover him, one of these two are going to break open, and you got your yards immediately. So what we do when we come down and we do that is we're going to punch and pivot. So my wing is like this. So he's here, and he's going to come down inside to that backer. If that backer doesn't come out, he simply punches on air, pivots, and he runs flat down the line. We tell him, I want you at the depth of that linebacker. Okay, and that linebacker, you never know where he's going to line up. Like a lot of the guys that on the NFL, they go at 6 yards. Well, if that backer is at 3 or 4 or 5, you want to be at the depth he's at. You know, and in high school that could vary for all kinds of reasons. So we're going to go down at that backer. So when we go down at that backer, usually he's going to be 3 or 4 yards, and we're going to drive down. If he doesn't come out, we'll punch on air. We'll come here and we'll run out. And as this quarterback is sprinting, he looks here, sneaks a peek deep to here, and then he's right back in his face as he's rolling out. So he's going to be able to see him right there. He's right in his face. Okay, if one of these guys pops open, he'll simply throw it. If not, he's going to punch and pivot, and he's going to be in this hole. Now what's going to happen is this corner is going to run out to here. That's why we say width, not depth. That's going to pull that player way onto the sideline. So he has an acre of land in there. He's got tons of space in here when he runs out. There's nobody there. Because if this corner has to play this arrow player, there's nothing back in here. He simply has to take him, so it opens a huge void, and you have an easy throw. Now, if the backer comes out to play him, I'm coming down, I see him, I jam him with my hand like this, I push back off, and I have him in my back. Quarterback just throws it right here. So whether he's playing him or not, you got a completion for us 90, 95% of the time because it's right here. And now you have got an easy throw, and you've got a pitch and catch play to get you your 3 yards. When we practice this, we do this, something you might want to consider. We have passing league all summer. And anytime we get a 3 yards or less on 3rd down or 4th down or whatever in the passing league, we call this play every time. We tell the kids, hey, this is it. And they'll go running back going, Iowa, Iowa, Iowa. It's set for, and we'll just throw it, throw it, throw it. And we get it practice in passing league because we're only going to throw this play, 6, 7 times a year. Because this situation is only going to come up. But when it comes up, it's a critical, maybe game-winning situation. And you want to have them on board with this. So that's how we're going to run it to the tight end side. Okay, next we're going to run our Iowa play or our choice route to the split inside. So we can run it either way. So we usually like to run it in redder. Sometimes we might run it in a different formation, but this is particularly our play that we like the best. Okay, so what we usually see is we get this umbrella defense where we have our 2 high safeties, and we motion, they're going to bring him down. So what are they going to do? They're going to have to play this play with a backer. Usually he's going to be inside. So which one of these guys is going to take the arrow player? So again, we have to have width, not depth. We got to get as wide as we possibly can. We're going to run this corner off with a go route. We're probably going to block him solid back here just so we don't have any edge pressure. And he's going to punch and pivot off either this man or if he runs out on that guy. All right, so it'll depend on how they're going to block this. Usually what we'll see is we'll get these 3 backers, and this backer here we'll get a look like this, kind of a 4-3 kind of look, even if it's 4-2-5. He's usually inside that man 9 times out of 10. So this invert guy usually tries to take him. He's going to try to match up with him, so he's going to have to punch and pivot him just like we did on the other play. All right, so as he comes down, he's going to jam him again. We're going to come down. We're going to jam with our inside hand, punch, get him on our back, and run diagonally on a just a straight down the line route where he can pitch and catch, because when he rolls, he's going to be right in his vision. So the first thing he's going to do, he's going to look here. maybe to here, back to there. Most of the time we'll look here, back to this right there. And that's how we're going to run it to the split inside. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to kind of go over our offensive line protection. So I think the best part about the system is we really only have basically two protections. We just have a drop back protection and a sprint out protection. And it's pretty simple and pretty easy, and it's really effective. So when you have limited protections, you know, the O-line, it's a lot easier for them. So they know that we're going to do sprint out protection when we get our Hoosier or our Hawkeye play. All right, and sprint out for us is a little different than maybe some others, you know, because first of all, we're going to know that our tailback is going to block the end man line of scrimmage with inside shoulder, outside thigh, because we're going to get the edge like this. Okay, so that leaves this front, these 5 guys to block these 5 right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is when we do our sprint out protection, we don't want to get down the field, and basically all we want to do is get toe to toe with the lineman that we're assigned to. So we're going to step lateral. So all we do is we just take a power step and try to get foot to foot, and we're going to jam our outside hand on their outside breastplate and our inside hand on their inside breastplate, and we're just basically going to just shuffle and keep ourselves in front of him, okay? And we just want to get basically like an on block and not get downfield, get everybody accounted for. So here we would step here, and we might get our outside hand on his inside breast, so we basically have a double team here. We're going to step to this 3 if we have 4 down. So he's going to take a lateral step, jam his hand here, and we're going to shuffle and punch and take this man here with our offensive guard. Our center now is going to take 1 step, and he is going to punch with his inside hand on this nose guard, eyeing that backer. We're going to try to get foot to foot with our guard so he can take him by himself. But if this backer comes, this center knows he's going to come off and he's going to have to take him. Okay? The same thing with this tackle. He's going to get his outside hand on the inside breastplate here, but if this man shows, he's going to take him on the line of scrimmage and let the fullback take him himself. On the backside here, we're just going to step and cup, and we're going to take that edge rusher. If somebody comes off the edge, our quarterback's running away from them. So it's really easy. Everybody's blocked. Have a hat on a hat. If the backers don't come, and they don't, because if this guy doesn't get into the play, that ball's going to be thrown quickly anyway. And this ball's out real quick. I mean, it's not like 2 counts and that ball's thrown. So for them to be able to get any kind of pressure is pretty difficult. And if the backers don't come, you got double teams right across the line. You got 2 guys here, you got 2 guys on him, we're singling him up, and we single him here. So it's really easy protection. All right, and it's really effective, and it's really easy to drill and practice. Now, if we're going to go the other way, you know, it just simply goes this way, where he goes here. These 2 have him. These 2 have the center and this man. He takes him by himself, and then these 2 have these 2 right here. So it's really, really simple and easy, quick, easy protection, and that's the key to this whole thing, is like make it easy for your O-line. Okay, we're going to talk about Hoosier, or a bunch concept with film. So some of this we didn't go over in the beginning. We can either go with motion or we can go without motion. And this play here actually is without motion. So here we're going to start out with a black, which is with our sniffer. You're going to remember that with Hoosier, the outside man is always going to run the go route. The second receiver is going to run the fade at 18 yards. And the third receiver is going to run the arrow. So right now, without motion, that's how that will come out, where we'll have angle, arrow, go route. Now you can see against this team, they got an Okie front. And this is a great way to beat an Okie front. They won't put 5 guys with 2 stand-up ends. All right, and they've gone to 3 deep. So we don't usually see that this much, but this is now 3 deep. This is exactly what we want. Because what's going to happen is this guy here is going to be a rush end. Okay, there's your 2 perimeter players, because we say we always have 2 perimeter players. The free safety is kind of out of the picture. So when we run this angle route, and we have an arrow with a go route, I guarantee this guy's going to run to this arrow route, leaving him wide open. Who's going to cover him? This is the only man that can get back in there. So right now, we have a trips look, and we're 3-on-2. All right, so here, you're going to see it run. All right, there's the rush in. You can see him right here. We have our tailback blocking the edge. There's 87's going to run the arrow. Here's the angle route. There's the backer trying to play him. There's nobody there. So it's a great concept to hurt any kind of 3-deep look, you know, and whether you're running with motion or without motion, it's pretty good. Now, you can see here how we're going to block it. So let's kind of review what we were saying about blocking. So now we know with an Okie front that, you know, we got manned up here. These two will take these two, okay, and the tailback will take the rush end off the edge. So there it is. Oh, they just combo it out, and we have everybody blocked, and we hit him in the hole. All right, so that's that play with that look. All right, next one. Okay, the next one here is we get rolled to 2 deep. Okay, so we're going to get 2 deep coverage. We want 2 deep coverage, okay, because this is a 2 deep coverage killer. We're going to run him in motion, and it's going to look like jet. We're going to run him on the go route, and what's going to happen is this, because it's squat coverage, they let him go and the half player doesn't play him, okay? You think that would never happen. They got that Okie look where they got a stand-up end, which are going to be able to take him with motion. He's going to run the arrow, he's going to run the go route, and now the sniffer is going to run the 45-degree angle route. So you're changing it up all the time, okay? So here's the motion guy. He runs to the edge. They got that squat coverage. They don't get the half player across. And this is our state semifinal. This is a huge, huge play. And we run it down to the goal line. And just a big play. So here you're going to see here in the end zone shot, okay? Rush in. There it is. So you can see here, tackle's got this man. He's got the nose. He's going to read for any run through, help him. He's got this edge player, tailback. Motion's fast. Got the whole thing blocked. There's the inside shoulder, outside thigh. He's got the edge. There's the arrow. They let him go. And it's just, they thought it was jet sweep. So you're protecting your jet sweep. You get a big play out of it. And got a big home run. So it's pretty good. All right, next one we're going to have here. Okay, here. Now, let's put up, we go into trips. So we can go into trips, no-mo play again, all right? This play here is maybe one of the biggest plays in my coaching history, I think. This is our state semifinal. There is 17 seconds left in the game. We're down 3, okay? We've tempoed it up to here, and now, what's this go? Go route, okay? 45-degree angle, bubble, or we could say switch, and he would run the angle. I'm sorry, he would run the angle, he would run the bubble, and he'd run the go. So these two guys can switch it up. Off the back side, we're going to run the skinny post. All right, so here, sprint to the edge, okay, bubble, angle route. Okay, they got him covered, but because the half player comes across, he gets inside the corner for the touchdown. So if they're going to take and you'll see it in the end zone shot. And you can see that it was big. Okay, so here's the end zone, all right? And you're going to see that they match him up. So they take there he is. He beat this half player because I don't know what he's doing, but you got him coming through the heels you can get the big play. Okay, now, here we are again in trips. Roll, there's got him. Now, we kept saying you get him on your back. So we said that you got 2 perimeter players where they roll someone down a knot. This backer is going to have to play him because he's inside and he runs By him going that 45 degrees, got him on your back, all you got to do is throw it away from him. So you can see it right here. Okay, there's the arrow. They take him right away. So this player has to play him. How's he going to do it? Can't do it. So all he does is throw away from him. Easy pitch and catch. Easy pitch and catch. Got everything blocked, the edge blocked, easy peck. Okay. Here again, we're in bluer, so we're going to go to the tight end side now, I believe. So motion will come across. Now here, look at, we're basically, with this motion, with an anchor end and 3 deep, we're 3-on-1. I don't know how they're going to cover any of this, which they don't. Just throws it to the arrow. He could have took it to the fade, but you got them in conflict, okay? Here's another one with a sniffer. So we got sniffer, it's no-mo. He's got the arrow. He just throws it quick because no one covers the arrow. So you just pitch and catch. You just read it. You go, the read is going to be arrow, fade, sneak a peek deep at the deep man. Okay, another one here where we can change it up. He can run it, he can run the fade, or he can run the fade and he can run the bubble. If we want, instead of running through the heels, we just call our RPO and it'll just take it. So here we were gonna run it, but because we RPO'd it in the backside, we're in the goal line, there's no need to run them through the heels, and we just take it for a touchdown. So there's multiple ways that we can run this thing. Okay, we're going to run our Hawkeye, which is what we do when we're on the goal line. In this particular case, we got into a bunch look. So when we get into a bunch look, you can see here, we got our bunch, and our split end is on the line of scrimmage. We have our A back and B back flanking them with 1-yard splits. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the split end and run him on that banana route. And when we cut it down to the goal line, we'll run him on a release and tell him just run to the pylon. All right, and that will give us a spacing. We have the inside guy run the arrow, and the outside guy punch and pivot off the inside linebacker. We're going to sprint to it. On the backside, if they roll up, we're probably not even going to look over there. We could throw the fade into the pylon, but more times not, I'm going to tell them I want them to roll out. So here you can see we have everybody blocked with our protection. Tight end is going to block the end man line of scrimmage, so we have him out on the edge. All right, so as he rolls, there it is. There's the arrow. They take him. Here's the punch and pivot. So he's going down on 43 to punch him and pivot. He's not there, so he just does it on air. Because we've driven the force player out so wide with not depth, he's right in the hole, and we just stick it in there. So it's a real easy punch and pivot catch and a great 3-yard throw because we know all he's got to do. We tell him this, if we get something like this where we're on the 5-yard line, we want him over the goal line. So he's going to go 5 yards. All right, if it's less than that, then he can go less. But anytime we run this play, when we're on the goal line, we're going to make sure he's across the line of scrimmage, all right, or across the goal line. All right, so here's the play again. He's going to bunch. 40 is who's responsible to cover him. Nobody really takes him. You can see him right here. And because of the arrow player getting right to the sideline, we pulled them all out. The tailback's actually blocking, and we have somebody playing him. So it's a great play. Sits right in the end zone, and we got a big play right there. So if you want to do, I would consider running this play. Now you can run it in trips, or if we wanted to, we just run him across, and that would be the motion guy. And then the next guy would punch and pivot. So you can get into multiple formations to run it. Okay, now we're in a different formation. We're in redder, and we're going to run motion across the sideline like jet, but we're on the goal line, so choice is the play that we're going to run. So now we're going to the split inside. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to tell this wide out, he's going to run the corner route. He is going to punch and pivot. So there is the guy he's going to punch and pivot on. He knows that right now. Here's the force player. He's going to punch and pivot. But what probably will happen is he goes in motion, he'll probably jump him. If he doesn't and he plays the punch and pivot, then there'll be nobody on this man. So you really got him in a bind. All right. Plus they've rolled up. They got they don't have enough guys. So here's the motion. Make sure he passes. Okay. There's the punch and pivot, just like we said. He takes him. Who's responsible for this man? I guess nobody. So it's a great conflict that you can run. You get them on the edge. Now simply, if we blocked them properly, and you're going to have, what is happening here is 40 is going to come off the edge to rush. Well, there's nobody to play the arrow player. So we got two guys on the punch and pivot, and we just walk into the end zone. So it's a great concept, especially when you're going fast, because when you're going fast, you get all this confusion. As you can see right there, they're confused. So the quicker you go, the faster you go. This is our play for a third down or any down in 3 yards, our pass play when we're down in the end zone. Here, you can see that 77, this is what we don't want to do. He takes a kind of a pass set. He should be punching his inside foot, his outside foot to his outside foot, his inside foot to his inside foot, and just fighting him down the line of scrimmage instead of setting. You see here that he sets, and what happens? He pushes the play back into the QB, and see him get that edge rush. We do not want to do that. All right, so if we look again, and we see him here, if he had done what he's told, then this backer would have been on this tailback would have been on the line of scrimmage. Okay, the quarterback would have had the edge because he doesn't know that to block him. We would have had that thing covered. He has to block him right there with somebody going off the edge. So you want to attack the line of scrimmage on your sprint out pass protection.